This isn't a game, this isn't a prank, this isn't a challenge for views. This is the most terrifying day of my life. In less than 10 minutes, I'd be begging to get out. So here's why you should watch. I bet you've got at least one fear holding you back. Maybe it's public speaking, being alone, failure, getting hurt. Whatever it is, we all have our worst fears. And for me, mine was getting trapped inside my own house. On April 2020, 13 months into quarantine, I saw an opportunity. The scariest thing I could do was to face my greatest fear head on. No phone, no escape, no safety net. Just me, my panic, and a ticking clock. If I quit, I proved my fear was right about me. So this was my home for 24 hours. I didn't just face my fear, I moved in with it. And while it was the hardest thing I've ever done, what happened inside these four walls will shock you. From full-blown breakdowns to a moment so unexpected it flipped my entire life script. It started simple enough, with a locked door and a 24-hour timer. I spent the first 30 minutes pacing back and forth, hyperventilating, muttering to myself. My body was screaming to run, but there was nowhere to go. My mind was telling me to hide, but there was nothing to hide. Underneath the bed, I could feel my anxiety rising, my heart beating faster, my palms sweating. But I knew I had to calm down before my panic took over. That's when I remembered something. Navy SEALs use something called box breathing. When you breathe in for 4, hold for 4, breathe out for 4, hold for 4. It brought me back to the present moment. I wasn't panicking anymore. I was thinking clearly. But then suddenly the lights went out. Darkness, silence. I froze. Now I felt truly trapped. My mind raced. Was this part of the challenge? Was someone playing a trick? Had I made a mistake? Suddenly the door creaked open. A dark figure emerged. Fear shot through me. Then I heard a voice, ready for dinner. Relief washed over me. It was just my friend who came to check in. We talked for hours, ate some food, but as soon as he left, I felt the fear creeping back in. Then I heard a noise. Tap, 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 like someone was trying to break in. I froze. Was this part of the challenge? Was someone trying to break in? Had I made a mistake? Then I realized it was just the wind. But as I calmed down, something clicked. We all have fears, whether it's rejection, failure, or something else. They're all normal. But what if instead of seeing them as bad things to avoid, what if we saw them as opportunities in disguise? As I thought more about it, this whole situation seemed different. It wasn't just a test of my endurance. It was a chance to understand my fear. So I decided to embrace it. But let me backtrack a bit because this journey began long before April 2020. Growing up, I was the scared kid. Simple things like going to the mall or eating out would send me into a panic, and it got worse as I grew older. Even something as normal as driving would turn into a nightmare. But I never really understood why. I mean, what's so scary about driving? That's when I discovered something shocking. Our fears aren't our own. They're actually programmed into us by society. Think about it. When was the last time you were in an accident? How many times have you seen car accidents on TV? See, our brains can't distinguish between real-life experiences and things we see in the media. So all those car crash scenes have created a fear response in our minds. In fact, our amygdala, which is the part of our brain that processes emotions, can create a fear response simply by seeing something out of the ordinary, like a car swerving. And once that response is triggered, our fight or flight mode kicks in. Adrenaline pumps in, heart beats faster, and we're ready to either fight the danger or run away from it. The problem is that modern life is filled with triggers. News alerts, social media notifications, unexpected messages. These are all dangers that our brain doesn't know how to deal with. So it defaults to fight or flight, which makes every little thing feel like a big deal. But if our fears are programmed, can we also reprogram them? That's exactly what I tried to do during my 24 hours alone. When I heard that tap, tap again, I didn't freeze. I didn't run. I investigated. And when I found it was just the wind, I laughed at myself. See, fear is always there, but it doesn't control me, because here's the truth. Fear is a signal, not a stop sign. Let me repeat that. Fear is a signal, not a stop sign. When we ignore our fears, they become louder, more urgent. But when we listen to them, when we investigate, they lose their power. In fact, fear can actually help us. It can keep us sharp, focused. It can push us to be better versions of ourselves. Take public speaking, for example. Most people fear it, but what if you used that fear to connect with the audience? What if you used it as fuel to deliver the best speech of your life? That's what I did for the rest of my 24 hours. I didn't try to fight my fear. I didn't try to escape it. I tried to understand it, to work with it. I started small, like making myself watch videos of people doing the things I feared. At first it was hard, but as I watched more, I started feeling better. I was desensitizing myself to the fear response. Then I started taking tiny steps outside my comfort zone, like ordering takeout when I was hungry or asking a friend for help when I needed it. It was scary, but I kept moving forward, and that's when I realized something amazing. Our comfort zones aren't safe places. They're prisons that keep us from living our best lives. I was so focused on avoiding danger that I forgot about opportunity. But here's the truth. Opportunity and risk go hand in hand. You can't have one without the other. You want to know what's risky? Staying in your comfort zone? You want to know what's risky? Staying in your comfort zone? That's why I removed all distractions for my 24 hours. No phone, no internet, no music. I wanted to experience life raw, unplugged, and it was terrifying. Like when I heard that noise in the middle of the night, and I had to find the source of it myself, or when I had to make decisions with no external input, like what to eat or what to wear. But guess what? I survived. Not only that, I thrived. I read books, wrote in my journal, meditated. I connected with myself in ways I never had before. And here's the best part. When you stop feeding fear, it starves. Your amygdala needs constant reassurance. If you don't give it that reassurance, it starts to shut down. But I didn't realize this until the end of my 24 hours. You see, I was so focused on proving to myself that I could survive my fear, I forgot to ask myself why. So here's the answer. I didn't beat fear. I befriended it. And that's when everything changed. I learned that fear is a signal, not a stop sign. I learned that fear can be a source of strength. And I learned that the biggest risk is not taking any risks at all. Now, here's the deal. I want you to comment below what scares you the most. And then I want you to commit to facing it, even if it's just for 1 hour. Here's how it works. Step 1. Choose your fear. Step 2. Set a timer for 1 hour. Step 3. Face your fear head on. Step 4. Tell me how it went in the comments. And here's what you'll discover. You're stronger than you think. Your fear doesn't control you, and the only risk is staying where you are. So what are you waiting for? Go face your fear and come back and tell me how it went. And if you want to see what happens when you face your fear for 30 days, then click here. Thank you for watching. See you later.